In a couple of days, I'll be 51. Woo-hoo! And you know, Ski, you were right. Ski is right. You know, when you get past 50, shit just starts happening to you. You know, you got lucky. You just hurt your ankle. I got divorced, so it's depends on how you live your life, I guess. Okay, so this happened to me. I got a friend who has an autistic son, and he's grown, but he's like middle of the spectrum. So he still needs, you know, mom and dad's help. But they can leave him at home and, you know, let him just go through his day. So they left him at home. This is bugging the hell out of me. So they left him at home and they're at work. My friend says that the son called and said, "Mom, I caught a troll. You got to come home now." She's like, "I don't have time for your foolishness right now. I'm at work." A couple hours later, he calls back, "Mom, I caught a troll. You got to come home now." And she's like, "I'm not coming home to deal with whatever you're talking about. I'm at work." A few hours later, he calls again, "Mom, I caught a troll. You got to come home." Fine, I'm going home. So she tells her coworker she's got to go. She calls me and says, "Will, can you come pick me up? I got to go home and see about my son." So what's wrong? He's some kind of problem with the trolls. All right. We go to her house, open the door, and the house is fucked up. It's just tore up. Like couches overturned, tables overturned, glasses everywhere, mirrors broken. It's just a storm to the damn house. And she's calling her son. He comes up. He says, "What happened?" "Mom, I caught a troll." And this is actually a true story. She says, okay, fine, show me the troll. He opens the door, and it's a midget. It's the local midget who's actually Jehovah's Witness in their neighborhood. And he is pissed. This dude was mad as fuck. He was in there tied up, his little hands was reaching this shit over the damn rope. He was gagged, he was mad at the motherfucker. There's no punchline to it. I just want to share a funny story with you. That shit actually happened. This fucking caught a midget. I would pay money. I would pay serious money to see the home video of it, of how he caught that midget. It's not having funny as fuck. They tore that fucking house up. That midget was fighting for his life. I want to tell a church story. It says, Skis, we talk about priests all night. This is another true story. My wife and I went to visit a church in St. Paul. It was a jack-leg church. It was a jack-leg preacher. You know, it was a bullshit. It was. Here's the thing, we wanted to be on time, and we were running late, and I told my wife, I said, "Let's just go, just throw in a wig, we can go." She said, No. I said, "Do your hair, and we can go." She said, No, I'm just throwing a wig. I said, "It's a black church, they're going to be late anyway, just, you know, do your hair." And she said, "No," and everybody's upset about me saying that, go to a black church. They are never on time. I actually told this story in a black church, and they get upset. I said, "Really? What time did y'all start?" And they all shut the fuck up, because it was late. But we're in this church, and my wife just threw on the wig, and we left because she wanted to hurry up and be on time. We got there, we were sitting in the pews, and after about the 17th time the fucking basket went around, they did the, what do you call it, the thing where you come and you join the church. You come and you can pray with the church. And they call the people out, you come and you pray with our church. Anybody visiting, you can come and pray with us. And my wife was like, "I'm going to go pray with the church." And I was like, "Fuck that preacher. I haven't gone out and pray with him." I didn't like that preacher because everything he said about the Bible reminded him of some shit he did in his life, you know. He'd be like, Jesus had 12 disciples. I was in the game too, you know, shit like that. Like Mary Magdalene and prostitution. He's like, "Remind me when I was a pimp." You know, shit like that. I didn't like that preacher. But my wife went down and prayed with the preacher. And my kids and I are sitting upstairs up in the pews. And this woman came up, and the preacher put his hand on the woman, and he prayed, and the woman fell out. And then another woman came, and the preacher prayed, put his hand, and the woman fell out. And then the dude came up, and the preacher put his hand on the dude, and he prayed, prayed, and the dude fell out. And my wife was next. And my kids turned to me, and they was like, Daddy, well, Mommy's next. I said, I know, if her wig fall off, we get the fuck out of here. We not standing around and see what the hell happens next. We leaving. And my daughter said, well, what about Mommy? We meet in the car. She know where the fuck we park. So my wife comes up, and the preacher prays on her, and my wife fell out, and her wig did not fall off, saying you guys were waiting for it. That's the punchline. She goes back to the pews. We all sit there, we head home, and we're riding home. And we have no idea what to say to my wife, because she was prayed on by the preacher, and she fell out. So we're quiet, the whole right there. And then my daughter broke the silence when we got home. She said, Mommy, Daddy said if your wig fall off, we was going to leave you. Now, I'm not going to tell you what my wife said next, because I'm trying to be Christian. But when my kids got out of the car, I turned to my wife after she had cussed me out. And I said, what the hell? I thought you were saved. I thought you were, the preacher touched you and prayed and you fell out. She said, I didn't fall off. That motherfucker pushed me down. True story. I wish I was lying. That actually happened. Speaking of religions, I got a few more minutes. I tried to be Christian. It didn't work. It was one rule in particular that bothered me. If you can't have sex with a woman you're not married to. It's okay, I can follow that rule. But there's another rule that says if you see a woman and lust after her, you've already committed a sin. Which means you might as well go ahead and fuck it in, right? I'm not going to hell for thinking about it. That's some bullshit. I go to hell for a money shot, though. Thank you guys much.